First, thanks to our fans and showing up like always. They're faithful, and then to our military, just for us to be able to honor them today in a small way. It was neat to see all branches recognized and us honor them. A lot of the freedoms we enjoy wouldn't be possible without their sacrifices. Proud of our staff and kids. I thought it was one of our better performances in my time here. 0 penalties. Should have been 0 turnovers. We've got to take care of the football, even our young kids. And 2 receivers over 100 yards. It's been a while, I think, since that's happened. And 1 with 3 touchdowns in Cam Coleman's performance. And Peyton ties the AU record for 5 TD passes. And we got our 1,000-yard rusher today in Jarquez, which couldn't be more proud for him. So I thought it was a pretty dominant performance with just a small lapse at the beginning of the third quarter by both sides, really. And just really proud of our kids and our effort, and hopefully we gain some confidence and headed into these last 2 huge football games that we have.
Hugh, you mentioned Cam Coleman's performance. How much of a spark did that give Auburn's offense?
A lot. I thought we started fast, and anytime I kind of went back in the open week and just said we're going to go back to being, the tempo-driven stuff, particularly for this game, and it definitely gives our receivers more touches and more opportunities. And as long as you stay on schedule, you can do that, and we were able to do that today. And I thought we were pretty effective when we were on schedule. But to get those receivers early touches certainly starts, building excitement, I think, in the stadium and on the sideline.
Coach, 2 things today, 12 of 17 on third down. Also, your defense held another opponent to just over 200 yards of offense today. What do you take away, especially offensively, from third down play calling that you carry over into Texas A&M?
Well, our third down plan was good today, and we executed it pretty well. And so, we had 2 weeks to work on that, and it was simple stuff that our kids understood and were able to execute. And I think there's a valuable lesson in that, is maybe less is more, and let's do what we can do and give our kids a chance to execute in critical downs and critical moments. And we had a pretty good idea of what we were going to get on third down and yardage from this unit, and it might not be quite as easy for some of the others, but still give our kids a chance to make plays instead of maybe carrying a few too many things. You asked me about defense too. Yeah, in my mind they held them under 200. I know the last play there was a lot, but I think our defense, besides the one drive in the third quarter, was really, really solid.
That drive where you guys went 16 plays, 99 yards in the first half, took about 7 minutes off the clock. Just, overall the execution on offense in this game, what did you take away from that?
I thought we executed at a high level other than 2 drives. And the one that started the third quarter was frustrating. Truthfully, that wasn't as much the kids as it, we had 2 things that we wanted to try in the run game, and both were disaster, and we should have just stuck with what was working in the first half to get us on track and just get back into our tempo stuff. And we wanted to see those things, and it just didn't work. So it was that wasn't the kids, truthfully, as much as it was us. Probably should have stayed with what had been proven to be working. The other drive, I thought we made a few decisions at the quarterback position, and look, Peyton played well today, but I do think on that one drive we didn't get points in the first half. He had 2 plays where I think if he goes through his progression, we stay right on track and are able to create more explosive plays and points.
Keandre, big day for him as well. Just What has he brought to this unit at wide receiver, especially with all the young guys that you guys have, and just being that leader for them?
Yeah, he's a playmaker, outstanding player, and he's one that has earned the respect of that room to where his voice matters, and you can lean on him to say, hey, man, some of our young kids aren't practicing quite they're not straining today, and his voice matters, and he doesn't mind. He has a way of sharing it that relates to them, and they listen. He's been an outstanding addition to our program, and excited to see him have continued success. He's had success mostly all year. We probably hadn't gone to him enough.
How valuable is it to get extensive reps for Walker like that, where you're playing run the offense, and then kind of what did you see out of him other than the turnover?
Well, I wish, you get those are tough situations. I wanted to throw it around a little with him, because he's got a great arm. Arm strength is really off the charts good. You saw it in the first hitch. I think he was just amped up, but he ripped that thing, and it was a little high and hard for Camden to bring down. But we didn't really throw it a whole lot with him. I'd have liked to seen a little more of that. And of course, that doesn't mean I kind of know what we have with Hank and Holden, and just wanted to kind of see how he reacted in real game situation. And other than the turnover, I thought he was okay.
Coach, just a little bit deeper dive on that. You mentioned earlier in the week that, there's a time to maybe look big picture. Peyton was hurt, didn't practice last week. You've gone to Hank Brown in the past. Today you start Peyton, played really, really well, like you said, but there's no Hank Brown. Doesn't come in the game at all. Is it just a case of you wanting to see Walker since he haven't had a chance to play? Or what is kind of talk about that thought process?
Yeah, that was a tough discussion. Not a tough, just, you don't know exactly what's right. It truthfully has no reflection on Hank at all. And I know people won't understand that, and they can make what they want, but I'm dead serious. It was really, do we keep, if we do that, do you go Hank at the beginning of the third, or do you continue to build confidence with the receivers and Peyton for a couple more possessions heading into the last few games, knowing that you might only get one of them in? And if it is one, which one? And we all kind of agreed. Ultimately, it was my call, and I thought I wanted to see Walker, in some live reps before the season was over. But truthfully, it had nothing to do with Hank not preparing well or playing well. You can't get them all in, and really wanted to see Walker in some live reps.
What does it say about Peyton's toughness? Missed last week of practice. I think you said Tuesday you weren't really pleased with how he's throwing. He goes out there and performs like he did.
Well, he was locked in the meetings, and I think, again, the plan was one that he and the receivers were more in sync on. The touchdown to Malcolm was, that was Peyton that threw that, right? That was the best progression timing for what we consider to be our combo world the entire season by far. The way it happened, the timing of it, and the way it was. And so, I think, Peyton just prepared well, but also it's not always just the quarterback that has to prepare well. Everybody has to be on the same page. And, yeah, we still will look at the film, and there's 4 pass plays that I know he's going to wish he would have done something different. And he probably would have, I don't know what he was, but he could have thrown for a higher percentage today. But he prepared well and was locked in the whole time. And he felt like he would play Tuesday. Anything beyond 10 yards really bothered him, so we just didn't throw him a lot.
Hugh, not a single penalty committed by the team. I'm not sure that's even happened in program history. Have you ever been part of a game like that? And did you see anything from your team throughout the week that you thought maybe they're a little more buttoned up than typically?
Well, I don't know. Kirk will have to say, or Shelley. I think we're one of the fewest penalized teams in the league to begin with. Offensively, I know we are. We have a few on defense and special teams from time to time, but I can't remember ever being a part, truthfully, of having a team that had 0 penalties. So I like it that way. Thankful that we executed at that level today, and that we had none. But that's certainly not normal.
Coach, again, talk about the energy and the excitement that the crowd continues to bring to you week in and week out, home or away.
Yeah, we have the best fans. I've said that, and it is a blessing, and it also is something that makes sitting in the seat I sat in difficult too, because if you're made of the right stuff and you're made the right way, you want to deliver a product to them that they're pleased with, and you want to do it now. And that hasn't always happened, obviously, and so it's but yet they show up and are incredible, and Tiger Walk and wherever you see them, and just very thankful for the support of the administration and our fans, and they're incredible.
Coach, with the offense clicking like it did today with the young wide receivers, what does that do for them heading into the last 2 games?
Well, you hope that it sure would be nice to see us next Saturday night against an outstanding defense. I did in the open week spend a little time watching A&M, and they're very, very good on defense, and we're going to have to be balanced. And so you hope that a day like today with those young guys gives them and Peyton confidence that, hey, man, Coach, we don't really need to add a ton of other routes. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, and we believe that we can win on these routes, and that's what you hope. Obviously, we'll be playing a higher level of athlete next Saturday night, but it's exciting to know that you can show them some proof of you see what your work is done in practice, and now you see it in game. You enjoyed that. Let's have that same work ethic this week and get ready to try to do it again next Saturday night.
Coach, talk about coming back into a victorious locker room, going back into there and sharing a message, a victorious message. What is the energy around the team and the guys right now?
Well, we presented Jarquez and the O-line with a football for the 1,000-yard. That was fun, and we talked about the 2 receivers going over 100 yards, which hasn't happened in a long time around here, I think, and the 3-touchdown deal. And then I told David, our highway patrolman, and our AD, John Cohen, coming back here, man, I'm going to actually eat when I go home tonight. So it feels good. You know, I hadn't felt like eating a lot when I go home from when you lose games here in Jordan-Hare. So we're going to enjoy the performance today and get back to work tomorrow.